natives, they seem to be born at either one or two hospitals.
Where are you from?
I grew up in Louisville, and I was born in Boulder community.
Oh, okay.
That's one.
I feel like what's the big one? Like Rose,
yeah.
And then Swedish down south because of everybody that was in the. I mean, that's Burbville. You know, that's family stuff. And then I guess St. Anthony's. Obviously, shout out to y'all's location. There's two of those, but that one seemed like when I moved here, was that other one was like decrepit right next to Sloan's, and they're like, all right, let's go ahead and shift that out. So
hold on. So did you grow up in Boulder?
I grew up in Louisville.
Louisville, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So pretty close to Boulder.
I always want to call it Louisville.
I know. I was about to say the same thing.
thing.
We do that all the time. But there's a Louisville in Mississippi. It's podunk as fuck. So. Oh, shit. I'm not supposed to say the F word as much this week. My dad sent me a message asking me to stop. So I apologize, Father. Sorry about that. I didn't even realize it until just now. I probably drugged like 28 times.
All right, Jamie. So what's your story? You're a true native.
True native, big Italian family. So that was my buy-in to barbecue, right? Is food, community, hanging out, eating good stuff, drinking good food, drinking good drinks. And
have you always been in this kind of hospitality business, or?
No, I was a stay-at-home mom until we decided to try and do our own business together. And
y'all two were married?
Yeah.
Wow.
Were you about to start hitting on her right? You didn't even wait till the episode was over? Chris is like, yeah, I'm going to definitely ask for Jamie's number.
I always get that reaction when they see me and then see her.
Yeah,
they say, what the fuck?
I know. Why?
A true native with an asterisk?
With the asterisk, yeah.
That's not what I was thinking. I did so many other things with the answer still being why. But it's cool. He had a cool job, right?
Yeah,
he probably had a badass Camaro, blue jean jacket, like Billy. Sorry, guys. I told y'all 9 to 10 tangents per topic.
Yeah. So you guys when did you all decide to do this Sugarfire thing?
About maybe 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Did it start with just cooking like dank barbecue in the backyard? And you're like, I mean, it is delicious. Like, I think other people would appreciate that as well. How did that work out?
Yeah, I would do stuff in the backyard. We have family, friends over all the time. And I was kind of wrapping up my corporate gig, but still wanted to do something that involved, we have 3 kids. And as Jamie said, family's a big deal to us, so we wanted to involve family. We've been in this area forever, so we have so many friends. And barbecue, I always say this: barbecue is not a food; it's a culture, it's a community, and food's just one component of that. So we started looking into things to do and ran across this opportunity and flew out to St. Louis, talked to those guys out there, and found a spot here and got it going. It's been a lot of fun.
I mean, that's a great way to go about it. And I mentioned to the Sultan earlier about how passion projects turned real. Like coming from other industries. Oftentimes, it's kind of 50-50 on how that can or will it work. And I would even say it's 50-50, but y'all been here for a minute, and it seems to be doing pretty damn well. I mean, from the drinks to the food, it starts with a good product. And
for sure.
I mean, barbecue is very much the camaraderie of like, let's fill the cooler up. If you have just the small smoker in the back and just getting high or drunk. And just looking at your meat every couple hours. Joe, you know what I'm talking about.
I do know what you're talking about, yeah.
But, I mean, y'all have kind of gotten all of that together here. You have the family atmosphere. Y'all are in your own backyard, supporting your local neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So was this your neighborhood, too, when you were growing up in Colorado?
I like the air quotes there.
Sorry.
Y'all didn't see those, but
Bunny rabbit.
I grew up in Boulder, so I was just a stone's throw from Jamie, although thank God we didn't know each other in high school. Cause,
were you an asshole?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we forgot Camaro, blue jean jacket.
Yeah. Blue jean jacket and vest, No, that's not true.
Wait, are y'all making fun of our vests? He has to wear one. He's paraplegic. Or whatever the term is.
Actually, is the left sleeve hole bigger?
Dude,
so he can get
I had
through?
to cut his shirt because he can't do anything on his own. He can shower and shit. Otherwise, he would have to find a new roommate because I wouldn't be sticking around. I'm like, man, you better get yourself a wet nurse or whatever the term is for.
I have a lot of old V-necks and restaurant tees that I've been cutting the left. Like I'm going to have 10 shirts with left sleeves cut.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like that guy at the gym that nobody wants to be friends with. That's like that guy's trying way too hard and is ignoring all of leg day. We can take shots at those people because we don't know them. We are not gym folks, but we are in fact food folks, and so that's one reason we are here today. And so I want to talk a little bit about where do we get these? You mentioned St. Louis or Kansas City.
St. Louis. Yeah.
St. Louis. Okay, sorry, I'm not very smart. I'm smarter than the president, but I'm not very smart. So you go to get inspiration from barbecue from other folks, or where'd you start with? Was it the barbecue ribs or the briskets? What was your play?
Yeah, for sure. So the concept's actually out of St. Louis, but to your point, the founder who lives in St. Louis, Mike Johnson, what he did is he went around and he took what he liked from everywhere. So he called it like the barbecue golden triangle. So ribs, St. Louis style, brisket, Texas style. Pork is more of a Carolinas.
I saw you had the
Memphis.
vinegar sauce.
Yeah.
Carolina sauce.
Mustard, yeah. And then he just, then put his own spin on it, perfected it. So you kind of get the best of all worlds with our barbecue.
So you can you don't have you don't discriminate against one in particular. But I didn't hear anything about Memphis. What the fuck?
No. All right, someone.
Yeah, I need $1 now.
Someone needs to start, keeping count. No, Memphis is for sure part of it. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, even Alabama. We were talking about that white sauce earlier. So we got influences from all the best that's out there. And you're right. We don't discriminate. Only thing we say is we just want damn good barbecue.
Yeah.
What's
your favorite kind of barbecue? Yeah, pick a favorite son. We're gonna have everyone. That's a great question for everybody. I mean, we'll start with the man who swings his meat. What is your favorite piece on this dish right now? Because there's like 7 different things going.
I got to go with our brisket. I feel like, especially here in Colorado, people generally don't know how to cook a brisket. So a really well-cooked brisket is something pretty amazing. So that's always my go-to here. I spent a lot of my summers out in the Kansas City area, so I'm really prone to the Kansas City style barbecue.
Is that a wetter sauce on the rib, or is that more? What is the Kansas City distinction? I guess the rib.
It's generally like the more everything's sweeter in Kansas City. Just kind of the biggest difference in there. But our St. Louis sweet nails that pretty well. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Miss Jamie, what's your favorite? If you can be regionally, I guess it's descriptive, or you can discriminate against some. I don't like white barbecue sauce or Alabama sauce, and that may be a Mississippi thing. But so that's the last angle I'm going. Juxtapose this idiot may go first with that whole roasted chicken and that. So, what would be your barbecue as a Colorado native? What do you think?
My go-to for us is the pulled pork with Carolina sauce on it. It is. I mean, it's hard to beat. But what is sneaky on our menu, I think, is our turkey. I mean, most people aren't going to want to eat turkey, but you get our turkey, and it's juicy, and it's moist, and it's the best turkey that I've ever had.
Kid's about to testify.
I was going to finger bang when I dropped it off the rope.
But if I'm going to go for something, it's going to be our pork.
I'm not going to lie, this turkey is very moist. It just kind of fell apart in my fingers, and it's quite delicious. So you're not wrong. You're hitting on cylinders with that one.
Way to go, Jamie.
Yeah. All right, Chad.
Well, she stole a little of my thunder.
You say it like that. Yeah. It sounds really. I didn't mean it to make it today.
Hey, you're discriminating against my asterisk, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
I didn't discriminate against it. We put it in the same bucket as Bonds. Like you and Barry Bonds hanging out. That's not bad company.
No, there's worse company for sure.
Yeah, like Epstein.
Yeah.
Or Sandusky. The list goes on.
All right,
Weinstein. Yeah. Sorry, I had to throw one more in there. Okay. Moving on. All right, Chad, what's your barbecue?
I'm gonna cheat a little bit, and I'm gonna tell you what is my favorite on our menu.
Okay.
And that's the Big Muddy sandwich. And so what you do is you take our smoked jalapeno cheddar sausage, and then you put brisket on top of that, and then you drizzle it in our St. Louis sweet and our white sauce. And when those two combine, it makes another sauce that's just filthy. It's so good.
It's kind of like the Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton of sauces getting together and making a tornado twister.
Damn, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I might even go with Brangelina.
Oh, yeah. That one's a little sexy for me. I was going, just a whirlwind of flavors.
Hey, that 1 point for the Sultan.
Yeah.
Good reference.
That one's a lot sexier.
And then you put a little pickle on it. But it's just a killer sandwich, man. You get a little bit of a lot. So that's what I'd go with.
Ooh, that's not a bad call. And I'm going to say that's pretty filling. What's the bread you're working with?
We use a brioche from Blue Point Bakery that's right here in Denver.
So do y'all source all y'all's stuff or foods from here in Colorado? How does that work for y'all?
We do what we can. We go through a lot of meats. We have to find some contracts that aren't always in Colorado. Some of our beef comes from Kansas. The pork will kind of be Colorado or Nebraska most of the time.
That's not too bad then.
Yeah.
As both of us being Colorado natives, very important.
So
Y'all are all three Colorado natives.
that's
right.
This
That's the
chair right here is a native. On that one right there.
No, but for real, it was really important to us to represent Colorado. That's one of the things about our restaurant that when you roll in here, we want you to know you're in a Colorado joint. So you got the giant Colorado flag on our wall over here.
I mean, are these y'all's kids?
That's
and
our kiddos, yeah.
I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It is. It's an ode to, and it kind of is like y'all get to come home but get to go to work at the same time.
Right? Yeah, that's right. Our bar too. I mean, everything on our well is from Mile High Spirits. So
Shout out to Win Farrell and our boys.
Yeah, they're badasses, man. We love those guys.
That's a buzz if I've ever seen one.
So we do. It's really important to us to have as much Colorado stuff in here as we can. And we don't have to go anywhere. I mean, our beers, our taps are all Colorado. Why do we need to go anywhere else? Colorado has some kick-ass beers.
It's
so,
true.
I mean, these are
that's
just
kinda
your
roll
fellow statesmen, as us Coloradans say. So I couldn't agree more. All right, so that's a good point, though, on kind of making it family environment. Y'all are kind of out here in like the most family-friendly area of the world. So we're a little bit more of the downtown folks, like the hustle and bustle. But you'd mentioned, we're right here at St. Anthony's. Y'all have catering and everything galore. Do y'all work a lot with these other companies in the area, collabs and things of that nature?
We do, man. The hospital's great, but I mean, honestly, we do a lot of downtown too.
Do y'all? Y'all want to come down and hang out with me?
All day. Yeah. I mean, once a week we're down there on catering. Lunches are huge. People call us up and they got a lunch meeting, 40, 60, 100 people, whatever. So we hit up downtown quite a bit. But yeah, around here we partner with a lot of people. We do a lot of stuff with Children's Hospital, which is just right over the way off Highway 7. So
that's the newer high. And so I used to work in the industry, and so I've learned that that's a little relatively that Children's Hospital over there is a little newer. But what they say is a sign of growth in a community is when hospitals and hotels are being built. And I mean, the further north you go, I mean, it does feel like we're in Wyoming once I get, just past Cracker Barrel. But by the way, y'all have Cracker Barrel and Waffle House. So it's kind of like, a gym out here. And y'all are, in fact, one of those diamonds in the gym, or in the rough. Oh,
Yeah,
save that joke.
man, no,
I got close. Did I fuck it up?
Yeah. But you did good on the intro, so it's all right.
Oh, there we go. You win some, you lose some. Well, that brings me to my next question, Chris, and it's the Barbara Walters question of the week.
What's it this week?
All right. So, guys, question. What is one thing that y'all have grown up here, y'all work in this industry, what is one thing we're missing in the food community here in Denver, or one thing y'all would change about the community that maybe we don't, or that we have and we're doing things wrong, as y'all have seen growing up here? I'll let whomever go first. Go ahead.
Man, I don't think of anything that we're missing anymore. I feel like the community of chefs, at least since I've been cooking, has really grown and expanded. We have such a really great and close-knit group of restaurateurs and chefs and service people. There's really nothing. I traveled all over the country, like just for vacations to go eat food. And there's places that are on par with all of those places that I've been to. The Momofuku was one of my favorite restaurants when it first opened in New York City. And you go to Uncle, and they do a great job with their ramen down there.
I mean, Uncle literally stole that concept from New York.
Yeah, it's totally like
shout out to Tommy Lee. I love him or whatever.
But when I first saw the
stole
pictures,
that.
I was like, oh, they built
Same,
Momofuku
but different.
here.
Yeah. It does.
But they do a great job with it. And that's what's really important. I'm not shameful to steal something every once in a while, That's the beautiful part about being here in Colorado is everything happens on the East Coast or the West Coast. Get a little taste of what they're doing, and you can just transplant it right here and do something really cool and interesting that people in Denver haven't seen. And I think everybody's done a really good job of doing that.
You don't have to lie. Fuck some of those other guys.
Fuck some of them. I'm not going to mention
Dad,
their name
he said
right
it, not me. But I do agree with you. You know, like it's not like we're the first stoner podcast or food podcast. Like, get out of our way, David Chang and Action Bronson. Like, oh my God, it's like, but adding your own personal touch to it. And so you are seeing some of those chefs coming from the left and the East Coast and the left coast.
When even some of the
second one here,
yeah,
it's all.